I'm going to explain creativity to you in a way that no one else will have done before. Who am I to talk about this? Well, I've created art, music, basically hardest creativity in my bedroom that has reached around 23 million people. So that's a combination of all of the projects, songs, etc. that I've worked on. And this is something that I came to realize because I'm a heavy meditator. And I also noticed this by studying and analyzing the patterns of all the people that we admire. So I'm going to explain how creativity works and how the world we live in works. Now, some people will agree, some will disagree, that's okay. If you are a creative or you're someone who is business-minded, I want you to have this at the back of your mind through everything that you do, because understanding this will benefit you in ways that you can't even begin to imagine. Okay, so let's explain what I have on the board. Okay, this is you. Now, whether you see yourself as someone who's creative or not doesn't really matter. Okay, this can be the artist, this can be the businessman, this can be the producer, this can be the copywriter, the person, the author, whoever. Right? Look at them smiling, happy. Okay, why happy? You're not reaching this if you're angry or pressed, but we'll talk about that later, okay? So this is the physical world. This is where we see the manifestation of idea, the physical manifestation of idea. We see creativity, we see things come to life. So with me, when I was producing music, what this would look like, well, this would be an MP3 file or a WAV file, this would be music, whatever. Right? If it's lyrics, then it will be something that's written down. If you're a trader, then this is a successful trade. If you're a painter, this is your artwork. This is your dance. This is your music. This is all the physical world which you exist in, which from the day you were born, you're trained, programmed, conditioned, whatever you want to call it, to believe is everything. Okay? We're going to destroy that. Michael Jackson, Prince, this is the prime example I like to give of this. Okay? Now, I can't remember if it was Michael Jackson, I believe it was, but he said that when he gets an idea, he calls his producer and says, look, we need to get in this studio now. The reason why is because if I don't make this song, I know that by tomorrow morning, Prince will have it. The lead guy in Coldplay, I was watching I'm Tim, which was the Netflix documentary on Avicii, where he said something very similar, where he said the ideas are floating around, and if he doesn't work on it, he knows that someone else will create it, okay? They're all trying to tell you something, but no one's actually trying to share the source. This is what I'm going to explain. Now, there is a realm higher than the physical realm, which is known as the astral plane. Christians, don't get scared of me now, okay? The astral plane is the plane of information. So I'm going to put astral / information, okay? That's all it is. This is the place where the soul exists. The reason why I'm drawing or raising your awareness to this place in particular is because this is where ideas exist. And there is such a thing as collective consciousness, where if enough people believe in a thing, it's dragged from up here into here, or it's created here. But that's for another day. If you want to, go online and look into collective consciousness and the effects that that has on people. The reason why I'm telling you this is there are millions of ideas, songs, dance routines, choreography, etc. floating around this realm up here. Now what happens is there are some people who learn how to do what I call filtering. When they take what's up here, they essentially filter, or for better use, I could use the word channel. They channel those ideas into themselves, they become a vessel, and then from them, they then create these things. Now people ask, where do these ideas come from? Some of these ideas come from God, some of these ideas are just floating around, some of these ideas come from other beings, etc. I don't know what your beliefs are, so I'm not going to push anything or impose anything on you. I'm just telling you it exists and you can experience this, okay? Now, this person, in order to receive this information, has to be in what I like to call an open state, right? So, and this is the thing, right? A lot of Christians, because I grew up in a Christian environment, or I've been in that environment a lot, I understand how you guys think. And a lot of people think that, you know, There are certain ideas, and God chooses a specific someone to then bring that out on the earth. That isn't actually true, okay? There are ideas, right, which for better or for worse, however you want to describe it as, which needs to establish on earth. There are certain things that need to happen on earth. And quite frankly, okay, God doesn't really care about who. As long as there is a vessel available, they can be used. Which is why there are some people who are watching this video, some people who are at home, right? And you have this idea or you have this thing that you've received. I'm telling you now, if you don't do it, someone else will filter through that idea and get it done for you. I don't know how many of you people are out there, right, that have thought of a thing. I've had this, where I've thought of an idea and thought, that would be amazing. And then 3 or 4 years later, I see that someone's done it and they started a company and the company's making billions or millions, or someone's become a millionaire doing that thing. It's happened to me a few times, and it's happened to people in my family a lot because I've been there where they've told me these ideas but not actually acted on them. Okay? So, as you know, I'm a meditation teacher. I teach emotional balance. And one of the things that allows you to access is it allows you to access higher levels of creativity. Okay? Some of you watching this may know me from a musical background, or you may have heard some of my songs or whatever, okay? When I'm in the studio, few of you have been blessed to see me in the studio, and I was in a session a few days ago, right? I will write verses incredibly quickly, and it appears as if they come from nothing. I'll open and I'll record them in one take. People will be like, oh, that's talent. That's great, okay, if that's what you want to call it. I just know about this, and so when I'm there in the studio, when I'm there writing, I sit and I allow this process to happen. Now, this is something that happens a lot when I produce as well, okay? I'm not telling you anything that doesn't work, okay? The first song I produced that got over 1 million streams and is now on about 6 or 7 million streams on Spotify was done with this, right? The song was made in 10 minutes in my bedroom, standard equipment, okay? But we use this, we utilize this through and through, complete flow state, and everything was good, okay? Now, the question that a lot of people ask me is, 1, how do you open yourself up to this realm of information? And 2, how do you experience this realm of information? I'm going to give an example, okay? I know someone, I haven't gotten their permission to tell you who it is, so I'm just going to say what happened, okay? They opened themselves up to this, went to bed and had a dream, and they saw specific charts, okay, within the market. They saw certain trajectories happening, and they saw a date in the future, right? A few days later, they went on the markets, because this person is a trader, and they saw the exact same patterns that they dreamt of, okay? Whether you believe in that or not, doesn't really matter. I'm telling you what's happened, okay? And so that is an example. You can experience this through dreams, but you can also experience it as a flow where stuff just gets infused into you. Now, this also happens to some musicians when they're playing an instrument. It's as if everything will just shut down, and then for a moment they're in this state of just pure bliss, and then bam, they're playing. I've seen it with producers as well. They just lock in, and that's it. If you try and force this process, it never works. Too many people, they grind. They want to grind creativity, right? Which is fine, but you also need to make space for this. You need to be able to siphon those ideas and manifest them into reality. Now, how do we do this? Okay, I'm not going to take up too much of your time. How do we get ideas from the realm of information, right, that are floating around, and channel them? Well, the answer is simple. We do it through meditation, which is what I teach. Meditation. Now, the more you meditate, what happens is now when I look to create something, right, I don't have to meditate to receive that flow. I just make a decision. But that's because the state in which I constantly live in now is a state of rest, or is a relaxed state. Through the practice of meditation, what happens is you can get your brain to begin to operate differently, where it goes from beta into alpha state, which is a bit more creative. I'll teach about brainwave states later. But by practicing meditation constantly, you'll become accustomed to how it feels to be in a meditative state. You'll feel the presence on you more, and you can then begin to flow with these ideas more. Now, the issue that I see a lot of people, or most of the issues that people run into in life, is they try and just build from this realm only. which does work, but boy oh boy is it stress. If you haven't seen my video on the benefits of meditation, you'll understand what I'm talking about, right? But for those who work from here, less stress because you're practicing this. So your body's better, the information you're receiving is better, and the outcome of what you practice is better. Now, as you guys know, there is the spiritual, which is even above this, but I just came in today to show you how being aware of the astral realm, the informational realm, and understanding that's where ideas come from, can help you generate better ideas and create better art, create better business, create better dance, write better, trade better, paint better, work better, do whatever you want to do better, even love your family better, man, because you got to love your family. Guys are out here moving mad towards their own family. Crazy, okay? But I want you guys to remember, okay? Ideas exist, they're out there, they're floating around. If you want to harness them, you can. If you don't, that's perfectly fine. No one is going to force you. But your creative journey will be a lot easier if you do. And with that, I am Eternos. I teach emotional balance through meditation. And if it is something that you're interested in, feel free to connect with me. We have our Discord server, which is international, so you can meet people across the world who practice this, who are also into all of these different things, be it business, music, art, writing, etc., etc. Connect with us. But for now, that's me done. Let me know if there's anything else you'd like for me to teach on, and I hope that this can help you in some way. Okay? Bless you guys.